What is up? What's going on, YouTube? This is Jed84 Gaming, and we're going to be talking about Warface today. So I've been playing this game for a little while. I've noticed a lot of people doing a lot of things wrong when you get into the PvE battles and stuff like that, kind of misinterpreting the roles. So we're going to go over that today a little bit about what each role should be doing and what kind of team that you really want in a perfect battle setting for PvE. So the first thing to go over, if you're not familiar with this game, Warface, there's 4 roles in the game, obviously. The rifleman, the medic, the engineer, and the sniper. So what I'm going to go over is the different roles and what they should be doing, you know what I mean, versus what they actually do. So most of the time when I get in PvE battles, a lot of guys, especially the riflemen, they'll just kind of run off ahead and just go into a solo frenzy of just killing everything. That's really not the greatest way to go. So we're going to talk about how to work on that and make that a little better today. So riflemen, a perfect team honestly is, in my opinion, the perfect setting for a team would be 2 riflemen, 1 medic, 1 engineer, and 1 sniper. And the reason I say 2 riflemen is because 1 rifleman should be carrying a weapon like this, which is a heavy machine gun with, and you can see the clip size down here, 100 rounds. So you have 100 rounds to expel downrange, and if you shoot them rather accurately, then and rather in short bursts, you know what I mean, then you kill more often, because this does a lot more damage. So it does, 70 points of damage, versus something that's, and which this is pretty good. This is 70 as well, but you know what I mean, if you're using some of these higher ones, you know what I mean, you can look at the clip size versus this one, 100 rounds, and you have 25 rounds or 30 rounds or something like that. So 1 rifleman should definitely be carrying this machine gun here, or something heavy like that that has a lot of rounds to expel downrange. The other rifleman should be carrying something that is a modern assault rifle, which is like the Galear or the SVAL, or the popular favorite, the Daewoo K2. So, you know what I mean, these are basic assault rifles that are more accurate, probably more accurate. This is for spraying and paying, they call it, or just spraying down range. Which, if you spray a lot of rounds down range, you'll knock a lot of those targets down on the ground. It makes them defenseless for a short period of time. And that's when the other rifleman takes the advantage of those kills, or, you know what I mean, you can just keep shooting them and kill them. Both of these riflemen with both of these weapons right here would be a devastating match for any team. So the rifleman should always be forward in the forward operating area, or the forward team. You know what I mean? If you go into a building or go into a room, these are the 2 first guys to go in. The next guy to go in would be the engineer, because he is also an assault force and he rebuilds your armor. And I'll go over that in a little bit. The next role, the medic, the most important role. These 2 roles, the medic and the rifleman, both of these roles, without them, if they die, the entire team will die. Because the riflemen are the backbone of any team. They are the massive, major assault force. Go in there and punch everything in the frickin' face kind of guys. So without them, without that backbone, you don't have stability on that team. Without the medic, then you will get attacked to the point where your health is completely diminished and you will die. First things first, protect your medic. Because if you do not protect your medic, then I guarantee you will die. You know what I mean? So you want to cover that medic. Medics, playing as a medic, you should always be in the back of the formation of the team. Meaning that, going into a building, going into a room, this should be the last guy to go in. Because he's covering your rear, which you've already cleaned up. So he's covering, any guys to your rear that are probably going to be at close range more than likely, because they're trying to assault your team, and that's where the shotgun comes in. It's good at close range, and that's about it. And he's also going from the back of the team to heal all your team up. You guys have to stay together. There's a lot of formations that I can teach you guys, which I'll go over in another video, that will help you to stay together as a team, and it will also help you to assault more and, without taking too much damage. So you want to stay close to your team, stay close to your medic, so that he can heal you guys up. If you end up getting in a really bad situation, or you get down, and he can use the defibrillator to revive you. The defibrillator is also an assault weapon. It can be used as a melee weapon. I highly don't recommend it. because the majority of the people that haven't played too much of medics in here don't realize that the defibrillator has to charge. So after your first usage of it, or after any of usage of it, you have to wait till it charges back to 100% before you can use it again, which is why I don't recommend using it as a melee weapon. You have a knife or something like it, use it. You know what I mean? That's what it's for. Don't use this, because this is going to save your team's lives if they end up dying and they don't have any more resurrection coins, which are down here. The med pack right here is what you're using to heal your team up. It's what you're using to heal your members up. You can also heal yourself with it, but don't intentionally put yourself in the line of fire, you know what I mean, just because you have a med pack. That's pretty stupid. Going to the next role, the engineer. The engineer has high RPM weapons that fire very, very low clip sizes. So, 25 to 30 rounds is basically your average clip size. So that's why I would recommend shooting these weapons in very small bursts. They are pretty accurate at closer range. If you're shooting something very far away, then you're not going to be able to really hit the target effectively. So use these in very short bursts. The engineers should be right behind the riflemen in any formation of a team, because they are supporting that rifleman with armor, so they're replenishing their armor, and they're also placing claymores or throwing grenades. They're also, any way to assist the rifleman in the assault of the enemy and rebuilding of that armor. That is what the engineer's role is. So you want to be, because if you're in the middle of the team, which is behind the rifleman, you can replenish, number one, and foremost of all, you want to replenish the medic's armor before anybody else. Why? Because you don't want him to die, because then the rest of you will die. So you want him in the middle of the team to where he can replenish everybody's armor and he doesn't have to go a great distance in order to do it. You know what I mean? And that's the same thing about keeping your team together as a medic. You want to be able to go a very short distance to be able to heal somebody up or revive them faster. So, moving on. The engineer is another backbone, sort of assault, because he can place claymores down and everything like that, hide them, especially if PvE enemies are going to be coming down to coming through some choke point to try to kill you. A claymore is a good thing to put down because it will kill multiple targets, with one blast. If you put it in the right position, they don't, they're not able to see it. Okay, use this armor. It's not as good as health, but you can replenish you guys' armor and keep you alive longer. You know what I mean? Especially if the medic goes down for a given point in time until you reach another checkpoint. This will keep you alive longer, let's say. Now we're going to go over the sniper. Everybody always wants to be a sniper. It's pretty freaking amazing. Everybody. I don't know how many teams that I've been on where there's like 2, 3, 4 snipers, and I'm like, really? No medics. Especially in a normal or a hard mission, yeah, we're all going to die. It's going to be horrible. I know that this is like the most awesome class to be in and everything like that, but you have to think tactically with building a good team to be able to get through a mission. You know what I mean? Especially these normal missions, these hard missions, and these hard missions are freaking hard. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes they're damn near impossible. So, that being said, you have to be on your P's and Q's of what you're supposed to be doing as a role. And as a sniper, this weapon is not going to do anything for you at close range. It's not going to. It's just going to be a nuisance. This, Call of Duty, quick scoping, wow and pow thing going on or whatever, it's not going to work in this game. Not the same way as it did in Call of Duty. In Call of Duty it was fun, stupid but fun. You know what I mean? And then in this game it doesn't work the same exact way. It might in PvP. I know a lot of people who, I guess do it in PvP and it works out for them. But in PvE, you really have to be paying attention, because if you're shooting at one guy in front of you, I guarantee you there's 2 or 3 more on the sides of you shooting at you. So this thing is not going to do anything for you at close range. Your objective really is to stay back in the back of the team with the medic, behind the engineers, behind the riflemen, and you're shooting at targets that are too difficult for these guys to shoot because they're too far away. And, you know who you are. Okay, there are maps out there where these guys are pretty far away, and you got the riflemen just blasting rounds down range, trying to hit these guys. You know what I mean? And it takes friggin' forever for us to kill them as riflemen. So that's where the sniper comes in. Usually with weapons like this one here, you know what I mean? It does 250 points of damage, it will kill them in 1 or 2 shots, rather than, putting 50 rounds down range trying to kill that guy that's 500, 600 yards away. That's what the rifleman, or that's what the sniper's role is to do. The other thing too is it's good for the medic to kind of hang by the sniper, because the sniper also has a pistol. He also has a knife. He can do close range damage. You know what I mean? Quickly revert to your pistol if you have a close range target. Protect that medic. You are the first line of defense for the medic before anybody else, because these guys are in the front. The riflemen, they're in the front. They don't know what's going on behind them until they turn around and look and see their medic getting fucked up. You know what I mean? The same thing with the engineer. You know what I mean? They're going to be behind the, supporting the rifleman. The sniper is he's the first guy that's going to know what's going on with this medic before anybody else, or at least he should be, if he's in his right position, in the back of the team, trying to shoot everything ahead of the team that's very far away so that they don't get messed up when they get to a choke point. That is, in a nutshell, what the sniper's supposed to do. So, going over these roles, this is just a basic understanding of what you should be doing versus what everybody really does in these in these teams, where they're just like running around like chickens with their heads cut off in a freaking in a field, and they're just running all over the place. It makes it too difficult for the medic to heal everybody up. It makes it too difficult for the engineer to repair people's armor, because they have to run a very great distance all over the place trying to heal everybody up and repair everybody. It's ridiculous, man. And as far as your shooting, I'll go over that in another video, in the range, in the safe house here, where I'm going to show you kind of versus just blasting an entire round or magazine down range. You know what I mean? Versus 1 or 2 shots, a short burst here and there. You can shoot a lot more accurately, a lot more effectively. So we'll go over that in another video as well. I'm going to try to kind of make a sort of training academy out of this. Maybe it'll help people enjoy the game better, be more successful, talk about some crowns and things like that, because there's a lot of stuff that you can buy with these crowns, you know what I mean, that is really, really nice. I mean, you rent them, but these weapons are highly effective, you know what I mean? And you're talking about armor, you can do the same thing, get these crowns, you know what I mean? And in these PvE missions, the more you die in these missions, the less crowns that you get. So try to stay alive. Try to keep your team alive. You'll get more crowns for it. But anyways, hopefully that is helpful to you guys, and hopefully you guys will be more successful in missions trying that out. If you liked the video, subscribe and leave some comments. If you hated it, subscribe and leave some comments. Tell me what you guys would like to see, or what you guys would like to see change. Alrighty, I appreciate it. And you all have yourselves a great day.